Just Cause 2, a game that has been a fan favorite since its initial release in 2010, developed by Avalanche Studios. Just Cause 2 is an open-world action-adventure game that lets you play as Rico Rodriguez, a CIA operative tasked with overthrowing the corrupt government of Panau, basically some fake country in Southeast Asia. But it's not the story that I want to focus on today. I have 5 main topics that I want to get into about this game. The first of which is going to be what makes this game stand out. Like many of you probably watching this video, I grew up in the early 2000s, so a lot of the games I played were usually limited. I don't know if you guys still buy games at GameStop, but I remember back in the day I would go in the store with my parent and I would pick out a game, and the guy at the counter would do the classic, hey, do you know this game has this, and name out all the things, and I'd have to pick out another game. Anyway, the thing that stood out to me when I played Just Cause 2 as a kid, and even now, was the sheer size of the map. The game features a massive 400 square mile map that is filled with diverse environments, ranging from dense jungles to sprawling cities, and the best part, you can explore all freely without any restrictions. One of the most memorable things that I would do as a kid was literally just fly around with my parachute and grapple onto trees, the usual, grab an airplane, jump out of it. And that's why I feel like I connected with Just Cause 2 when I was a kid. Like if I want to go grab a jet, steal it, fly it across the map, I can. Because at least for me, when I was a kid, the games I played were usually straightforward. They had a direct path, a direct mission you had to do. There was an open world. And at the time, this was before GTA 5. So there really wasn't many other open world games other than like GTA 4. And that's what for me, I feel like set aside Just Cause 2 from any other game at the time. It allowed players to create their own fun. And after the intro mission, you can literally go anywhere you want. I don't feel like the game takes itself too seriously, but in the best way possible. Whether it's attaching an enemy to a building, a helicopter, and flying off into the sunset, finding Easter eggs across the map, or even just driving or flying the vehicles. It never felt stale. There was always something to do. Like I said, one of the most appealing aspects to Just Cause 2 was the simple freedom of it. Which brings me to my next point. Unlike a lot of games, and also a lot of games at the time, Just Cause 2 actually rewards you for causing chaos and doing damage, and that's the thing that stuck with me when I was a kid. I love blowing things up. It was fun. I mean, to get started, in almost every mission, you're bound to blow something up. I mean, yeah, here and there, it can get kind of annoying going here and protecting this guy, driving away from these enemies, but all in all, I would be lying if I said it wasn't fun. The literal game is run and gun, shoot, grapple him, and I feel like it's the simplicity that makes it special. Like I said, after the intro mission, there's really no specific guidelines to follow. If you want to cause havoc and blow everything in sight up, then go for it. Maybe you like to find a lot of Easter eggs in the games that you play. Well, this has that too. One of the craziest things that I found in this game when I was younger was the shark. The sheer terror I felt swimming in that water, then turning around and seeing a fin was insane. What do you want? I was 10. And imagine how I felt when I figured out it was literally just a small torpedo. I was shook. I'm gonna tell you that I was shook. One of my other favorite things to do in the game was to go to this one weird island in like the corner of the map, because if you didn't do the specific mission for it yet, every time you'd fly a helicopter or plane to the island, you would mysteriously crash. Also, if you go to this side of the island, then you'll find the word search spelled out in wooden planks. It's actually a reference to one of the shows that was out around the time of the game's release called Lost. I never really watched the show, but I still thought it was a cool detail to add in here. And there's a plethora of more Easter eggs to find if you guys want to check them out on YouTube. But I'm only going to show 1 or 2 more because I want to get into the other topics. The next Easter egg on the list is the massive beached whale that you can find on the bottom right corner of the map. When I first found this, I was like, what the hell did I just find? And then you can actually see that there's a armor inside. So if you have grenades or C4 or whatever, I don't know if you can shoot it open, you can actually blow it up and get the armor. It's pretty cool. Alright, so the story of Just Cause 2. I'ma make it short and sweet, but also good. Basically, you have to take down this dictator and his army, but there are several subplots that add depth and complexity to the narrative of the story. For one, you come across this dude doing a mission who is basically like the black market. You can get like vehicles, weapons, I don't even know, I think that's it. Yeah, and him and Rico actually become good friends, and he'll help you get things and help you try to take down the dictator. You come to find out that he actually was in the CIA or some sort of agency with the CIA, and that really creates a backstory and bond between Rico and him. After the first few missions of the game, you're tasked with picking one of the local rebel forces to side with, and then you can proceed with missions to help them out and gain money and XP, so on and so forth. I don't really think it matters too much who you side with. I always chose the Reapers, which were the red guys. The people you're seeing on the screen now are the yellow dudes. I forgot the name of them though. But I don't think it affects the game too much who you side with. They'll all just give you different missions across the map to do and to take over enemy bases. But I will tell you something. I remember rocking with these red dudes and they were crazy. I just remember rolling down the street in the car, pulling up to an enemy base and all just hopping out, and they would just start shooting and it would be an all-out war. It was insane. Anyway, Just Cause themes are primarily focused on the nature of power and the impact of colonization and imperialism on developing nations. The island of Panau was portrayed as a country that has been exploited by foreign powers for its valuable resources, and the game's story explores the ways in which this exploitation has led to corruption and conflict throughout Panau. The game's characters are a mix of archetypes and unique personalities. Rico is the classic action hero. I mean, what don't you like about him? He does stunts, he blows shit up. I mean, come on. Sheldon, Rico's BFF like we talked about, is the tortured mentored figure struggling with his loyalty to the CIA and his own morality. He's kind of like that guy in the movie who's just trying to get out of that life, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want it anymore. But at the same time, he's still black market dealing to Rico, so I mean, I don't really know what to tell my boy, like what you want, son. And then we have the main dictator guy, Penne, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's the typical dictator, angry. He has an army of angry men. I don't really know. Typical Bond villain type shit. Now, I'm not going to sit here and walk you guys through the entire storyline, but if you want me to do that in another video, then I will. Just let me know in the comments below. But to wrap up this fourth part, I just want to show this ending scene, because basically at the ending of the game, the main dictator sends a bunch of nukes to all the different countries, and you have to stop it. And I just wanted to add this in because I thought it was really crazy. I remember playing this mission as a kid and not trying to mess up and just sweating my ass off. Good times. All in all, the story of this game is insane, and if you haven't played it before, then I highly suggest you do. Unfortunately, whenever I run it on my PC, it does crash, but that might be because of something wrong specifically with my computer. It is an old game, so it could just be something wrong with the game, something in the files. Maybe I have to verify my files. I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out. Overall, Just Cause 2's storyline is a compelling mix of action, intrigue, and political commentary, and just pure nostalgia from when I was a kid, to be honest. The game's narrative is bolstered by its memorable characters and themes, and the open world nature of the game allows players to explore the story at their own pace. I mean, if you're a fan of action games with pretty good storylines and a huge open world, then I definitely suggest checking this game out. I'll put a link in the description of this video. I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you did like it, please hit the like button and subscribe and put on the bell notifications for more. I've been wanting to do a video essay, but I wasn't sure what to do it on. So if you guys have any ideas for me, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. Peace.